Thank you very much, James. Yes, so I'm looking forward to getting into this opening match. It's going to be FURIA taking on TYLOO, Brazilians against the Chinese. A region we don't really get to see play against each other too often. So what are your thoughts going into this one, Mitch?
Yeah, I mean, they're separated by quite a bit of distance, so that's understandable. I'm looking forward to seeing the clash of playstyles we might have here. We know TYLOO struggle against international teams, and now let's see how they do versus the Brazilians.
Yeah, I think this is going to be very interesting because both teams have very different playstyles, but they're both wild, right? That's the thing. FURIA are known for having that fast play. That's what they got them into this position already in the summer, catching off these teams. But it's going to be a quick play up towards middle, but a fast play from TYLOO in towards A as they run through. Freeman's going to be back inside of the ticket box. Vinny pushing forward the front man. It's an easy CT take. We see this come through quite a bit, but they don't check Freeman's position. He manages a second kill as well coming through as Art moves forward. It's one from somebody. 2v2, but holding on. Henny with another headshot. It's all onto somebody in Summer as they're flanking on through Palace. Summer looking for the position back into the bomb site, but somebody moving forward, waiting for his teammate to come through as they start to push together. Somebody from jungle moving up. It's going to be a peek from Summer as he takes the damage on towards Henny through CT. Still, it's only Caserato left up against somebody who's found himself the kit as well as the smoke deploys on towards the bomb, but Caserato finds the headshot and the pistol pick up.
Now, the early aggression coming through up middle didn't net quite as much as you would have thought coming through on the flank. Could have done it waiting just a little bit longer, but taking over the first round now, FURIA are going to feel pretty happy with that one. Taking a look at the communication already coming through over on TYLOO. There's some angry faces off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of misplayed situations there from TYLOO. It's going to be Caserato going back over towards Palace. Straight away, FURIA off to the good start. No investment coming in from TYLOO. They're going to stick with full USPs across the board and get them as much money as possible moving into the next one. So, Art already up here with the Galil. Vinny finds the opening kill. Somebody dropped. Smoking towards Topcon. Freeman's just going to play in behind it. And interesting enough, I was talking to Bentet yesterday about the differences with Freeman on the team. He feels like he brings a lot of firepower to the roster. It certainly is the case. Well, attacker up on top of the wood. Caserato trying to walk around the corner, but was waiting on his teammates to launch from the connector as well as Art finds one. Henny finds the follow-up, but USPs have found 2 kills. But hopefully that's all they will find here as the last player alive is Bintet, looking to try and get it done, but Vinny finishes him off.
Yeah, that's TYLOO now having themselves a round on the board. Things are switched up a little bit in the UI. So the TYLOO players are left alive, but it's actually the FURIA players. You notice that?
Yeah, well, hopefully we get that fixed very shortly.
Hopefully two TYLOO players left alive.
Hopefully we get that. Hopefully we get that sorted.
There's going to be some people scratching their heads at home, going, "FURIA went around, but there's 2 from TYLOO." Yeah, no, they'll be switching that up as we speak. For FURIA at the moment, they're not having to go too deep into their strat book early on. It's only been 2 rounds though, so I'm excited to see because from FURIA, they tend to be a team that take very aggressive economic decisions a lot of the time. Oh, that looks like a tech issue, Dinko.
Oh, it definitely is a tech issue. So we're just waiting for that to get resolved as soon as possible. But obviously getting off to this start, it has been, again, a pretty wild ride already. Coming into it with a full eco, USPs in their hands, just saving that money on over. But coming into this matchup overall, TYLOO, they're a team that have started to see a bit of a rise in their performance. Yes, at earlier tournaments in this year, they haven't looked too great. It's been a bit of a wild ride, even if you follow TYLOO throughout tournament after tournament. They play these tournaments in China where they lose against, tier 2 CIS teams. So clearly it is a bit of a problem finding consistency in this team. And when you bring it back, to CAC where they went over to Shanghai, they had a big performance. They made it to the semifinals and they nearly defeated Mousesports, who were the eventual winners. Yeah. And they were ahead. They were so far ahead and they let it slip. So clearly, they have that in them to be able to pull it all the way back and try and get themselves into a position where they can fight for championships. But unfortunately, finding that consistency has never been something TYLOO can do. We'll see if they can step it up here in Malta, though. So right back into the action.
There we go. Now we're good to go. FURIA 2-0 up on the T side. Starting to move in towards the A side. They're setting up with the utility already flying over. And TYLOO, they're about to have just one player able to defend it. You can see Freeman's caught up behind the smokes, behind stairs and jungle. So the AWP here on Summer is going to have to do quite a bit of work. And no armor as well to work with. That glass cannon is very dangerous as he's essentially the only A defender at the moment.
Yeah, he's playing back from Ticket, so it's fine to find one and just hide behind the cover. Good initial kill on towards Henny. That's the bomb gone as well, so FURIA have to go in towards the side to try and recover it, as Freeman playing on the edge of the smoke catches Vinny and falls in behind it. So 2 early picks coming in from TYLOO has put FURIA in a very difficult position. 1 kill from Yuri, but again it's traded, so TYLOO looking strong so far, and it will be 1 from Art as he darts through the smoke in towards jungle. Kesarado aware of the possibility of the player playing for Ticket, but not the triple. Moving forward, somebody finds the kill, and Art is in a 1v3. He's collected himself the first kill, but this certainly would be a work of art if he pulls this off.
Goes for the kill over towards short, but not able to find it. And you see the limitations there from Summer having that glass cannon. He goes forward after taking the first shot. He wants to play around tall box, but immediately realizes that as they start to blitz out, coming in through Palace, coming out of ramp, he misses the opening shot, and then he's screwed if he gets in a fight after that because he's got no armor, so he has to sprint back into CT. It gave a little bit of room then for the play to come over towards jungle, but FURIA not able to convert the round over on the back of it, as it was pretty much only the one player doing all the work. Hard having to carry through in that round in the clutch, but not able to do it, so you're going to see around the board for TYLOO now looking still towards that AWP on Summer. He's managed to net himself a little bit of armor. 2 SMGs coming out, though, Freeman and somebody. And the fact that FURIA have gone for armor on 4 players, they've got 2 AKs out alongside decent pistols, they have a pretty good chance.
Well, that is a little bit unfortunate. The run boost comes through, attackers playing anti-flash, but just gets dropped by the run boost. Summer doesn't give him the info fast enough and doesn't take the shot. And that is always a problem with TYLOO, is that communication. It doesn't rattle off very quickly. And well, getting caught off guard by that early pick, but at least it is traded. So we're back into a 4v4. Bentet spotting in towards the apartments. The timing wasn't great, but this position from somebody is so strong. He manages 1 kill, could have got 2 off the back of that SMG, but Bentet will clean up the rest. It's Henny and Yuri left in the 2v3. Still a minute on the clock, so still doable here for FURIA as they move forward. Freeman will be able to pick up 1 as Henny left alone. The latest addition to the roster, trying to show what he can do with a FAMAS. Chance out of Freeman, but the SMG takes him away. 2 on the board now for TYLOO, even once more.
They're managing to swing it back in, keep it competitive early on. Now for FURIA, where do they take things? I think we're probably going towards just some light pistols. They invested quite a lot into the previous round, dropping over the AKs, getting utility, and didn't have quite the results that they were hoping for. The mid contention was very solid, though, opening it up, taking that player, just good reactions by Summer. If he didn't find that trade, that round was pretty much over.
I mean, I like the innovation used in that round as well, because coming into it, FURIA realized they're on the back foot in terms of weapons. You have to throw something different into the mix, and that run boost was enough to net them the first pick, but following up on it was a little bit more difficult. TYLOO had a solid hold otherwise. It's good to see TYLOO with some different defaults. I don't really think that's the round to pull it out, though, where you have that mid-aggression. I don't think you should be going towards that when you think you're up against a weaker buy, but we'll see what they can do in this round. It shouldn't be too difficult for somebody, as he finds 3 on the spray down. Freeman will pick up Art, and the last remaining player is Kesarado, left in a 1v5. He'll sit back in the apartment as somebody starts to rattle him away. 4 kills from the B-bomb site.
Yeah, a fairly two-dimensional round. It's exactly what you expect. Just a very, very light buy, investing practically nothing, moving towards a bomb site and getting destroyed. Especially in those little choke points. He's going to be able to spray them all to death. But now, here comes the buy, and this is where we'll look towards a little bit of a better performance from FURIA, as they should be able to get themselves decent AKs out.
Yeah, moving into this one, this is where the buy comes back in. And we've got the utility, the cash injection coming through. TYLOO taking the lead early on here, but we'll see if they can hold it on. It's going to be a push from FURIA straight in towards middle, but again, TYLOO showing that they love the aggression on the CT side. They go forward, they find 3 kills to open up the round, and immediately FURIA stop from playing here. Kesarado will go towards CT and catches Summer in behind the box. He cannot pick him up, and it will be still the advantage for TYLOO, but only the 1-man advantage. Kesarado alive, and what is the positioning from Bentet, but he still finds the kill. Yuri moving his way up towards top con. Bentet's getting out of there. He's getting out of dodge as fast as possible. And Yuri, it's going to be a difficult clutch, but there's still a chance. The time is on his side.
He's just missed Bentet going in towards Palace, and they've got bomb control top mid. So this should be the round secured for TYLOO. They've been going aggressive on middle so many times now. And FURIA not really expecting it, getting caught off guard. That's probably the last time that TYLOO can pull that strategy out of the bag, at least for a couple of rounds. Yeah, at least hopefully.
I mean, TYLOO are a team that just will be relentless in their aggression, right? We see it all the time. They live by it and they die by it, unfortunately. And sometimes you will get a slap on the wrist. But I'm liking this performance from TYLOO already. You know, they're bringing the game to FURIA straight away. FURIA's T-sides are always being known for being strong. But the bomb has been left on its own. So Yuri is going to go up and find that, pick it up. And the B-bomb site is also empty if he was to run through the apartments. But he's going towards middle. So this is the best chance for TYLOO to drop him. He has to go quickly. He's going into the wrong side of the map. There's 3 players on this side. And, well, a bit of a gamble for TYLOO to stack 3 players in towards A, but seems to be the right call.
Yeah, that was a weird late round. You've got the bomb. They obviously didn't spot it towards the bottom of the stairs. Rotate over, because I'm assuming there, so Bentep might have heard the drop down. He made a step. Yuri dropped in towards the ramp. I think Bentep might have heard it, thought that he was at ramp moving towards the A site, which opened B completely for them to go to, but obviously there's no way to know that. Still, you know, turning your back towards connector without even having glanced at it is a little bit risky, but I suppose he was limited on time, so just getting a little bit scurried.
Yeah, we'll take a look at this buy from FURIA. Back to pistols, and a little bit of an investment coming through. Kevlar across the board. TYLOO, full buy still on aggression in towards ramp this time. Again, you don't really need to go for the aggression in these kind of rounds, but TYLOO are just relentless. Like I said, they're just going to keep going forward. Freeman trying to get a little bit of info. Attacker in an advanced stance up towards Palace. But he's looked away at the wrong time. They're going to line up for him as he goes back. We'll pick up 2 kills. Looking for a third, but he's overrun. 2 pistols, finding 2 kills. But Summer is the third prong of the defense here for TYLOO, and he needs himself. The Molotov not quite hitting the mark either. First game of the day, certainly looking a little bit shaky across the board here, but he will be finished off, and it's a 2v2. TYLOO with a chance to throw this one away. Just pistols it was for FURIA, and Art has picked up a headshot onto somebody in a 1 versus 2, lining them up, but Art finds the headshot. FURIA off the back of pistols, a little bit of investment, but they get it done, and TYLOO, a few mistakes across the board. I feel like that aggression was just not needed in that A bomb site.
Yeah, certainly not with the Krieg and the M4. You're then looking at, like, maybe if you've a guy on an SMG in that round, sure, yeah, push up close ramp, do whatever you like. But you're now giving them a Krieg. They had 3 players with armor, so FURIA are able to pick that up. What was curious is that Art didn't immediately go back and give the Krieg over towards Caserato. I was really worried for him in that last engagement, because as soon as Caserato dies, then that's immediately going to be Art, no armor, peeking out. If one bullet hits him, his accuracy goes to hell, and then he's in a lot of danger. But luckily, he doesn't get punished for it.
Now that's the type of play you expect from FURIA, right? It's just straight up in their face, find those opening kills. This time, will be the opening frag going in favor of FURIA. Art already up in the window. This is more like it from the Brazilians getting into their game. You can see Summer has no idea that there's a possibility that Art is in the window. Not expecting it, but somebody playing with the edge of the smoke will catch off Art. Now he stands in jungle. Somebody's off to a pretty hot start as well, up to 10 kills. Freeman not too far behind on 9. FURIA is certainly shaping up to go in towards this A bomb side. They've got 1 player in the connector, 1 in the ramp, and the rest up in towards Palace. So easy split from multiple different positions here from FURIA. They just have to deal with this AWP of somebody that's back in CT, and Vinny could be the man to swing wide and drop this at Auber, but he swings a little bit too slow. The slow peak coming through, and that's an easy shot for somebody.
You know, we're looking towards FURIA now, moving out onto the site. They're very much expected. Somebody's coming around the tall box, but he's just been spotted. And he knows that he's there, waits for the peek, but misses the shot.
Well, somebody's under so much pressure in behind this triple box. He has to try and slither away, used the smoke. Really got into a decent enough position to drop Penny. That would have been the reward he was looking for, but trades are coming through and it's favoring FURIA. It's all in the Bintet, coming back in through the window. He's going to be making his way through towards the jungle, looking for the lineup. There's the kill on towards Henny. Just 1 more. Caserato getting that bomb plant in just in the nick of time. And he has spotted Bintet still playing from jungle. It's a 1v1 duel. And Caserato swings while Bintet has a nade in his hand. He'll find the pickup, and FURIA another round on the board for them.
Yeah, FURIA's starting to look a little bit better, recovering from that situation, which was looking like TYLOO were going to take it across the line. They slowed down the play, which is something we don't see from them all too often. Just taking their time in Palace, in ramp, waiting for the utility to fade up, for someone to make a mistake. And as soon as the call was spotted that one of the players was behind tall box, they knew that they had him.
Yeah, so the initial approach from FURIA, again, is super aggressive, right? To seize those positions on the map early that allow them to have those slow mid-rounds. And while TYLOO did a good job at preventing them from playing their game earlier on, and they were in their aggressive stances on the CT side, but In that one, they couldn't really compete with a weaker weaponry, so FURIA certainly favored in this one as well. Going into a TYLOO, coming into this with just pistols and one scout in the hands of Bintet. It should be another round on the board for the Brazilians, but we've already seen the possibility of picking up round wins just on pistols. FURIA have shown that to great effect earlier on.
So FURIA are very spread out at the moment, but they're playing passive enough positions when it comes to A and B. They're far enough back that they can use the advantage, the range advantage that the rifles bring with them, without really being punished by group pushes. They have escapes, as you can see. Certainly Casarado, as he goes back to pick up the bomb. Now where are they taking things? Well, with the fact that they've given up complete control of ramp, and they haven't had Palace this whole time, whereas Vinny has been sat down in B, didn't see anyone aggressing up, they'll start to move over towards that B bomb site. Looking at just one pistol here as well. The rotates have been called over by TYLOO, but they're not looking all too good. USP going out for the peak, and somebody's gone. No rotates coming through just yet. Eventually, Summer starts to hightail it towards the B bomb site. He'll make it there just about the same time, so a bit of a fight between him and Vinny, but it predictably doesn't go too well. Yeah,
P250 long range, not exactly the greatest combination. Now Bintet back in towards the exit of the market. He will start to make his way through it. Vinny swings, good shot. Damage has been done onto Vinny, so you can see the impact that landed a few shots can do. It puts him in a position where Bintet can drop him with one shot on the scout. That's all on attacker, and Bintet looking to just try and pick up a few more kills, do a little bit more damage. But FURIA, it's all about limiting those casualties. There's no need to try and get these weapons out of the hands of TYLOO. There's nothing of value there at all. No Kevlar to be seen.
They know that as well, because they've already taken a fight against, maybe they didn't spot the USP that I think Summer had, but they definitely knew there was only a P250 who died very quickly over towards Kitchen.
Well, FURIA 5-4 into the lead once more. The Brazilians looking to try and get it done. Perhaps a couple of shaky plays at the beginning, finding their feet. It is the first game of the tournament. It's the opening match. It's early in the day. These guys obviously have played internationally across the waters. So it's been a long time for FURIA coming here, adjusting to the new time zone. And so TYLOO, they have to try and step it up coming into this next one as well. They haven't exactly had the greatest of starts in terms of picking up these gun round wins. So tactical pause having to come in, trying to talk over some of these problems that have come through, and there have been quite a few problems in terms of organization on that CT side. We've seen ideas and setups coming in, but in execution, they haven't exactly been solid. Having that setup in mid, we have one player playing anti-flash, the communication not quite there, so it has been a few problems for TYLOO, but we'll see if that pause is enough to try and solve a few of them. We'll see what their approach is coming into this next gun round.
For FURIA off the bat, obviously they're economically sound. TYLOO are in again a bit of a rough spot. If they don't win this round, they're in a lot of danger. No AWP coming through. Utility pretty limited, even coming into the first 20 seconds of the round. Now as we look towards a very heavy stack on A, you've got an island of isolation, somebody all by himself on B. He's got no friends to help him out, and they're pushing very quickly towards him. This couldn't go worse for somebody, but he's gone undetected rather. He's evaded their detection. Yeah, he's taken down though after just one.
Yeah, that Molotov comes super late from Yuri, but eventually it does come through with the traders in. Bomb plant attempt coming through, but TYLOO, they're not waiting for the retake. Instead, they go forward, and they get lined up. Art with 2 great kills, and now it's an advantage for FURIA to play with as they hold on to the bomb site. Freeman and Bintet looking for an avenue back in here. As Bintet has been spotted, they know exactly where he is, and Henny can peek. AWP connects, and now Freeman alone on the 1 versus 3. The first headshot found. Looking for Henny, and he's dinked him up as well. At this point, FURIA just hide behind the wall. Don't give him anything. And Freeman realizes he has to back away. Has to try and carry this M4 over, but Art still in hot pursuit. Finds the headshot. TYLOO do not save anything over. And while they're by looking pretty shabby as we move into this one.
Yeah, as expected, not having the AWP in that round didn't hamper them all too much. They still managed to do quite a lot of damage, considering the one weakness that gamble towards A was not necessarily called, but it was certainly exploited immediately. FURIA finding themselves the B bomb site and surviving with 2. They bring over their Krieg, and the AWP allows their money to ride a little bit higher, but you will still see Casarado down there in 900. Plenty of money on Art, though, to drop over, so it's not too much of an issue. And TYLOO really starting to struggle, because now that they've got these pistols out, it's unlikely that they get a whole lot done. Yeah,
you can see FURIA just go immediately into default, right? There's no fast control in towards a certain bomb site. They call that in the last round. They just go straight into a B execute, catch them off guard with an explosive play. We'll then have a read that their buy is much better when they're going up against these pistols. FURIA slow down the pace and go into a very standard default. One in towards the ramp. It's Henny just there with the AWP. If any players to cross or get aggressive, he's ready for that pick. Again, in Palace, you have a player, Caserado, just sitting back, holding the range advantage, and have got map control in towards middle and up towards the connectors. So A split certainly on the cards here for FURIA.
A very different approach to what we saw from TYLOO when they were up against the pistols, and I much prefer this from FURIA. You can see they're sticking together and going to be able to trade as they come in through the closer range angles. Art went out there without any support, really. The spacing was a little bit bad, but there we go. Just cleaning it up. They've got all the angles to work with. Somebody finds one on a very long-range P250 kill, but again, they know where he is now. They're not going to be hunting him down, hopefully. Again, they have the read from the players that they've taken down, even the weapons they're seeing on the floor, that he has nothing. You see Art just drop his rifle and run around with the deagle in hand, looking to find that frag. But they don't really need to hunt this. Even if you lose a player in this situation, that's bad for you. If he doesn't get a gun, but you lose a set of armor, it's a negative trade.
Well, they'll be happy they got it over the line. FURIA put another on the board. They are starting to warm up into this game. You know, a few mistakes here and there at the beginning, but I think FURIA are starting to look like the more solid roster. Coming into this matchup, I would probably have to give it to FURIA, you know, winning this overall. But TYLOO were one of my dark horses coming into this tournament. I think they could do very well at this tournament. Yes, in this opening match, they may be looking a little bit shaky, but again, it's early days even in this matchup, so they could certainly warm up into it. First game of the day, first game of the tournament. There's always that caveat you have to talk about. We'll have to see TYLOO fix up the CT side. It's looked pretty weak from the offset, really. So they've got to try and change stuff up because FURIA are just so strong in that T side. And I was talking yesterday with Vinny and discussing how maybe this T-sided meta would favor FURIA. And he said certainly, you know, they feel a lot more comfortable on this T side, even more comfortable than they did previous because it's so strong, right? You have the weapons, the SGs. It's sometimes even better to lose the pistol because you can get better buy into the next one. So FURIA is certainly favoring this T side at the minute, as pretty much every team should be.
You're looking as well towards TYLOO. What they were bringing up on the desk, the fact that if you've got a player that's going to be departing soon, now you're just going to like, all right, let's just go balls to the wall, let's do what we can do. But it's not going to be so easy then when you come up against a competent team like FURIA if you're just playing balls out aggression.
Look at this again, right? It's just the immediate fast play from FURIA. They try and sell the fake because they conditioned them to believing the fast B hit was coming through earlier on. But they immediately put the bomb over towards ramp. But look how much control they've got at the B bomb site. 2 players in there already.
The semi-positive thing for TYLOO is that they've got full middle control and a very passive hold by somebody.
Yeah, this is it, right? They haven't rotated to B at all, and somebody is doing a great job holding this off. It hasn't gone exactly to plan for FURIA, and they realize that. So they're going to start bringing that ball back and try and go in towards the B bomb site. Vinny finds an important kill. If he doesn't get that, now problems are across the board for FURIA. You've still got one player up in Palace here. It's Henny trying to see what he can do. But the rest of the players from FURIA heading their way in towards the B bomb site. You can finally start to see where Benta is realizing that they're going in towards the B bomb site. He's got to see if that is the case. And Vinny's still waiting for it. Henny got a kill in towards the A bomb site as well. What a great mid-round call this is from FURIA.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a shame there that somebody goes aggressive on B, but he thinks that it's fully clear. He's trying to confirm that it's a fake. Goes forward, gets shot at, doesn't know where from, flicks over to short. But at that point, FURIA then know they've got it open. No one else reacts, tries to trade. No one had flashed for him. Nothing had happened. So they're assuming that's the only player there. They start to move on in, get the bomb plant, and TYLOO have no choice but to save, considering where they're at fiscally. They can't afford to invest in the next round. These 2 rifles could help them have somewhat of a chance of competing, but FURIA about to hit 8. You're looking for an exit here for attacker. Yuri moving in towards top. He's not having a all too great of a game so far, and it's certainly not improving for him, losing a rifle on the exit.
I sort of briefly mentioned the fact that...
Oh, they're going for him.
Well, they're going to go for attacker here. Trying to get every weapon out of the hands of TYLOO is certainly the goal of FURIA, but that smoke up should be allowing attacker to fall away, and he finds a headshot through a smoke. So, all right, attacker, he'll be happy enough with that pick. But you can see FURIA, I briefly mentioned them conditioning TYLOO to believe that they were going in for the B hit again. Because in that gun round where TYLOO finally got the guns back into their hands, they initially just went in for a very simple, explosive B contact push with the utility. And they go for that again. They throw the 2 pieces of utility straight in, the flashbangs go over the top, and they send 2 players into the bomb site. TYLOO are playing very passive setups as well, so they don't exactly have too much information in towards that B site. So TYLOO made a really good call not to fully extend back in towards B, and it worked for them. Yeah,
they weren't allowing any of their players to just be pincered and cut off. Had they have lost a player on B off the bat, there would have been a full rotate immediately, and that A fake would have worked out.
That timing from Art, he nearly found the pick in towards the connector, but he'll catch somebody looking the wrong way. But he still spins and finds one. Vinny trades out, and it's, again, the B bomb side just falling easily here. TYLOO held off the smoke coming in as well. Good kill to find. That's important, right? That smoke was about to come up. Things were about to become more difficult for TYLOO, but they find a pick before the smoke blooms, and it's an advantage into the retake.
TYLOO with an advantage, but a lack of map control coming majority in through Kitchen. They've got a flank coming through from Freeman. He's the main hope. The Kitchen players push out to try and distract. Summer's picking up one. It's a good start.
Oh, Yuri moving forward. Castorado finding an important kill, but Tet only manages the one before it's traded, and Castorado finishes it off. 9-4, FURIA, even in rounds where they're not favored taking that B bomb site. You know, they have a retake scenario where they've got the man down and they still hold on, they trade effectively, and TYLOO, it's just been so shaky. And 4 rounds on the board, it's been nothing but domination from FURIA. They keep going in towards that B bomb site as well on this T side, and there's nothing TYLOO can do.
Yeah, TYLOO are struggling when it comes to that B hold, and you're leaving just the one player alone over towards the B side a lot of the time. Somebody's being exploited, now feeling maybe a little bit less confident. We've seen good executes coming through from FURIA as well. You're not really sure when those smokes and flashes come over, whether you should be going to Kitchen and just waiting, because then the bomb plant might come down, or whether you want to be facing and getting potentially cut off by a full team rush.
Yeah, the crazy thing is, oh, this is just filthy from Castorado. Definitely one of these players that's looked at as one of these up-and-coming Brazilian stars. And he's clearly showing it here. On LAN, he seems to have some big plays every now and then. So that's a great start, especially having him show up so early in the day. But the thing is for TYLOO in that last round, it's not like they played it badly. They still had the advantage going into the retake. Yes, they lost the bomb site, but they have that man advantage. They just throw it away. All right, back into the next one. TYLOO, it's a buy, but it's not brilliant. But they'll take everything they possibly can. Beggars cannot be choosers. And I hope that they can pick this round up.
Well, at this stage, if they don't, they're going to be closing out the half with probably still 4 rounds on the board. AWP on Summer is one of the key factors. You can see he's playing over towards jungle. He's got a fast enough rotate over towards B, but the problem with the smoke up, he could be pushed in on. They could find their way up behind him, split in through connector, so he bails and moves to the CT spawn. That means giving up control of window and the majority of connector. Curious here, actually, that Freeman is playing in the position that he was, down towards CT, and it was Attacker that's under wood when the SMG is on the player that was on the more long-range angle. Not the way it's conventionally done. And they eventually swap it up. You can see now Freeman playing up close ramp.
Coming in towards the A bomb site again, FURIA's default generally leads in towards an A split from 3 positions, which is difficult to hold on to, but TYLOO making it look easy so far. Missed shot from Summer, but he goes back in for more. He only manages 1, he's traded out, and it's still a 2v2. This could have been much better for TYLOO, but still Freeman alive. Still in a decent position. Castorado alone, 1v1, and Freeman, he will hit the shot. TYLOO needed that, and will they get a 5th on the board?
Yeah, that missed shot coming through actually cost him a whole lot more than you may even think on its surface, because as he has to commit more time towards finishing off the kill, he's peeked out from under wood. It's a disappointing situation, but they still managed to survive it, grabbing themselves another round, bringing an AWP through. It's not the worst for TYLOO, but it's definitely not the best.
Yeah, I'd definitely be interested to see this buy from TYLOO, right? Because their money has been pretty scrappy. They needed to sort of win that convincingly and keep most of their players alive to try and get a better buy into this. And again, it's come out weaker than the previous. We'll see if they can get it done, though. Faster play from FURIA. Opening pick from Henny. Art trying to push in towards Catwalk. Will be spotted and damage dealt, but again, FURIA just going straight in towards the B bomb site. Vinny with a great opening kill, and Bintet will find 2. It's a great hold so far from the Indonesian player, but he's overrun by Castorado. Too many players to deal with. A 3v2. Henny holding off the rotation. Shot landed, but Attacker's still alive. Henny just needs to stay alive in this position. Just hold his position down. And the retake is slow. The bomb site hasn't exactly been taken either, so FURIA can just run back. And what a kill to find from Uria. Furia. Furia,
fair enough. Yeah, that was a quick one. Now, Summer in a 1v3. He knows there's a player in towards window, so he'll start to suspect this is just a rotate over. Not like he's going to be saving in the last round of the half. And the shame here is that he has the AWP, because you're looking at low HP on Castorado and definitely on Henny, but he can't really take advantage of that, having scoped up. The player close knows he's there, and Castorado just shoots him in the side of the head to pick up 10-5, and a really solid scoreline now.
Yeah, 10-5 is a great showing. And, well, obviously having those double figures on the board is enough, right, for FURIA to feel confident moving into the second half.
even if they prefer the T side, it's not going to be too disappointing for them to have such a strong lead at the moment. And especially with the way they're playing, I mean, they're outclassing a lot of the TYLOO players. They had them really guessing. But now TYLOO get to take the control a bit, like, I guess.
Yeah, but it is time for a break. Halftime is here. We'll see what they can do in the second half. We'll see if TYLOO can bounce back. Well, 10-5 half, FURIA leading the way. It's been domination from the Brazilians in the gun rounds. TYLOO have had to fight with low buys after low buys. Aggression across the board. This is what we were expecting from both of these rosters, but TYLOO have such a long road back into this. They are moving over to that T side. This is the side we talk about a lot of these teams favoring currently in the meta. But we'll see if TYLOO can get it done.
Yeah, for TYLOO at the moment, moving to T side grants them at least one positive, that now they're in control. They can't be caught off guard as much as they were on the CT side, as they get to choose where they take things. Although that's not necessarily always true versus FURIA, because they like the aggression as well. We'll see how they started out. Not with the mid-aggression like we saw from TYLOO. Instead, going in for a more conventional hold with a heavier stack towards the B bomb site. But normally in this position, you'd see someone like Art playing down in CT. In fact, he's pushed all the way up to ramp with no armor.
Well, Art has a bit of a gap to play with, but the rest of TYLOO spring in through Palace. They haven't checked him yet, but eventually will. Someone will pick him up. Man advantage here for TYLOO and the bomb plant coming through. Freeman dodged the smoke with his teammates. So much control here for TYLOO. This retake is going to be incredibly difficult for FURIA. If they start to send players to that murder hole, there's absolutely no chance. They realize that, and instead are going to be moving through CT. And TYLOO have great positions to deal with this. It has to be explosive. They've got smokes, they've got flashes and a kit as well. So plenty of utility to play with as they move either way in towards the bomb site. Somebody finding one pickup. Headshot coming through. Freeman able to find one as well. A cleanup from TYLOO in the pistol. It's exactly what they needed.
Yeah, that setup was doomed to fail from the very beginning. You have the one player towards the A site. That's where TYLOO decide to push it, and he's got no armor playing aggressively. The fact that they checked the position immediately grants them control of the bomb site, a bomb plant as well, as no one was in position to rotate in through CT. And then you're looking at, obviously, a round favoring you as they have to go in for the retake with a man disadvantage. And they're picked apart by TYLOO, 10-6. Now they get to recover a little bit of momentum. Picking up 4 SMGs, not a buy I'm too much of a fan of. Yeah, you can get a little bit of bonus money, but FURIA are going to buy in the next round, and then that leaves you in a position where you're playing 4 SMGs against full rifles.
Zeus from Art. Keep your eye on that one, because we'll see if he can get anything done. TYLOO moving forward, looking to try and pick up the cash against these pistols. Mac-10's MP7 in play. And Freeman just with that Galil as well. It's basically free at this point, 1.8k for the recent changes. As TYLOO trying to make their way in towards the A-bomb site, it's a very simple take. No one really causing problems here on FURIA. So TYLOO should be gifted this round, but we'll see what FURIA can do. 5 players setting up inside of the A-bomb site, looking to just try and explode through the smokes. It's one kill from Attacker. Mac-10 should be able to drop Yuri in towards the ticket box as well, but you know, it's Attacker taking his own teammate away. It's making things slightly easier for FURIA.
Yeah, it's the Galil gun as well, the rifle. just to make sure the SMGs get all the money. That's the logic.
Yeah, well, R has found another kill, so TYLOO, this is expensive for them. Finally, they get rid of Yuri in towards CT, but FURIA just springing in towards the A-bomb site. They want to just find as many kills as possible, and well, they will walk away with 1 kill and 1 team kill from TYLOO. So 10-7 on the board. TYLOO, that's good enough. If they lost anybody else, you know, there's a big problem. Their money starts to really look weak, but FURIA, we'll see what they can do into this next one. I think this is certainly going to be a buy they can do damage with. And yeah,
no.
That's not great at all. So 10-7, double figures for FURIA. TYLOO here with the AK. Summer picking it up, and I hope, for Bentet's sake, he doesn't just have a Zeus. There we go. Mac-10 picked up as well.
So TYLOO already have the weakness. Even with 4 SMGs, they're not going to be able to fully buy in the next round if they lose this. As you can see, Attacker only at $400. They'll buy on the rest of the players more than likely, but it will definitely, they'll suffer for the team kill that came through.
Well, being overrun, Kesarado has done a good job so far. Also has his teammate to back him up. Yuri doing a decent job at holding him towards Catwalk. Really starting to rip these kills in as he's got another on towards Bentet. Somebody in Summer left alone for TYLOO, and this is absolutely horrible. They're losing everyone. They needed to go on a string of round wins after such a poor half at the beginning. And while FURIA looked to grab 11 and pick up this gun round straight away, somebody left alone in a 1v4 with an MP7. No utility to his name, doesn't even have the bomb. So, big problem, good position from Henny. 11-7, and FURIA fired up, ready to close this one out.
Yeah, look, they're on 11 rounds at the moment, and although the scoreline looks close, TYLOO have only managed to find those 2. They didn't get any economy control, and now economy control is the name of the game for FURIA. They've just survived with 4 players. They're starting to stack up money and look a little bit more convincing. For TYLOO, they're really going to try to scrape it back. Looks like they are going for the buy, as we said. They could invest slightly, but it's going to be very similar, reminiscent of what we saw from FURIA one round where they had 2 players on the rifles, even a Galil coming out there on Summer, and then the rest on pistols. Again, not the worst buy in the world, but there are certainly weaknesses there. And for FURIA at the moment, they should feel confident. If they can clock this round up without losing too many players, then, well, as a matter of fact, they can probably lose 2. And then they'll still feel relatively good because they'll be facing into an eco after that, and they can build up some money, even buy SMGs on those players, as they'll get a read on the economy as soon as those rifles are shown by TYLOO.
So you can see TYLOO already sending players in towards underpass and towards top mid. They wanted to split mid, very standard default of taking middle, but they've lost that initial player, and that's such a big problem because it's not like their buy is very solid at all. And somebody up towards top con is just holding for a player from FURIA to get antsy, just be quiet to try and get some information, but the flash is good, and TYLOO is starting to put pressure on towards jungle, but Yuri deals with that one well. Finding 1 kill is impressive, but Freeman walks in towards the site, finds a kill on the Deagle, and suddenly 2 more kills come in from TYLOO, and they've got the man advantage. They've got the bomb site, and it has to be a retake from Kesarado. He did only have an MP9, but an M4 available to him now as well. He doesn't want to pick it up too quickly, but eventually will. Shot rattles off. They know exactly where he is. Damage done on towards Freeman up in Palace. They're both low now over on TYLOO. He's got an HE grenade to his hands. He knows he's done damage towards the Palace player, but the nade not quite landing. So things become much more difficult. Still the kit. Still a flash now to work with, but the time, it's starting to really take away from him. Freeman takes the aggressive angle. He will find the kill. TYLOO, a good turnaround there. That was really solid from him in the mid-round, right? They had the weaker weapons. They are losing the initial fights, but they get it done in the end. Right
there at the very end. I mean, you're in a 1 versus 2, moving in with an SMG, sure. I'm all for you going for it, especially because you know there's an M4 retrievable. Picks up the M4, time ticks away. Player backed off in Palace. You've no info on where the second guy is. Starts to move forward even further. Tries to bait out the angles, bait out the peaks. Nothing comes through. I think at that point you start to consider a save, or even just decide on the save. You're already considering it. But going all the way in for it, it loses a rifle. It means the full buy is definitely not possible. That's some very early aggression coming through from FURIA with the flash going in from Henny. And the fact is you have to make those plays on these kind of rounds where you have weaker weapons. The smoke up top mid means that Summer was untradeable, but still into a 4 versus 4. That's good for FURIA if they can manage to trade back like that.
4v4 though, certainly going to favour TYLOO in this round. They've got the better weapons. On the T side, when you have dropped a player over on that CT side, it does weaken the defense. Somebody just sitting up in towards Palace, holding on. Bentet in towards Connector already, clearing the close corners and making sure no one with these pesky pistols are hiding in any nukes or crannies. TYLOO take mid-control. Bentet supporting Summer as he makes his way up in towards short. We'll check the ladder room. No one quite there. And instead, it's Henny up beside the pipe underneath the window. We'll look to try and find one, but Summer has picked him up. A spray down coming through here, but Vinny has picked himself out of Frank before falling. Somebody will get the trade through. Caserato and Yuri into 2v3. And yes, like you said, this is okay for FURIA. They can get a few more kills, but getting more than this shouldn't really be possible. Somebody taking damage shouldn't get too much done, and somebody will find the kill towards Caserato, leaving Yuri alone in a 1v3 back inside of the T apartment. So not exactly too much expected of Yuri here.
Now, if he can just find an exit, this is going to be fine. They've already done a decent amount of damage. With 2 players down on 50 HP, that could very easily have been another kill. TYLOO exiting in towards the apartments. This could be very dangerous. Yuri just tucked up, waiting for them to move forward. And move forward they shall. Steps being heard. Yuri's ready for it. One more exit's all he wants, and he gets a little bit of cash for himself. Goes on to Ben's at 30 HP, and there's another. Can't find the final, but still, like, TYLOO come into that round, and they're massively favored. They've got the rifles versus just one weaker weapon, an SMG, and a scout.
Yeah.
And still, they lose 4 players.
Yeah, TYLOO, obviously they still win the round. That's the important part for them. But the fact that FURIA do so much damage to their economy is really going to hurt them moving forward. We've seen like one player with 3.8k, so not exactly the greatest. But FURIA realize a tactical pause is needed. They're coming into this one. They've got money back in the bank. They've got the utility available to them. They want to try and close this. This is their chance as well. If they drop TYLOO in this round, they eliminate every player without TYLOO doing much damage themselves. This could be absolutely perfect for the Brazilians, right? TYLOO will be back to a weaker buy again. That allows FURIA to go up even further into the lead. So it's really on TYLOO right now to see if they can get this done. AK is on the board. SG utility is still available to TYLOO. A buy is good. The problem is in the next one, if they lose this, it's certainly going to be a problem. So TYLOO, the pressure is on them.
Yeah, the buy is good, but the bank certainly isn't. Again, you're seeing the smokes go down on short and window, and looking for a little bit of mid-controller, feigning it at least. Attacker up on top mid, making sure the FURIA don't push. Bit of a pixel angle there for Artha, so he can actually see no one's pushed out at the moment. Smoke missed ever so slightly.
If you take a look at FURIA's money as well, obviously it's in a pretty similar position. Yeah. So this is one of those swing rounds. We should see the victor of round 21 go on to win a few more. Somebody just spamming in towards the apartments. There is a deep smoke in there from FURIA. Some teams like to throw it a little bit deeper. It can be pretty inconsistent. It has to go over the skybox and land on the opposite end of the doorway. So that is a little bit more of a consistent smoke when you just throw it from the car. So deep smoke from FURIA prevents the peek in towards the truck. So TYLOO slowing the pace down a little bit. They put initial pressure in towards B, but decide to fall back and elect to go back in towards T spawn. Looks like TYLOO want to go for a very standard A execute into this one. They've got utility into their pockets, so just under 50 seconds now. All 5 players gathering in towards A. Currently FURIA have a 3-man setup. 1 player playing in front of the smoke and sandwich, that's Vinny, but the rest are playing in behind them. So as soon as this execute comes in, Vinny's isolated. He's on his own.
Kenny's going up on top to try and help out with a bit of a better angle. Flashed off. Almost finds the kill, though. As the push comes out, they're very much caught behind the smokes. Vinny finds one, but now he's blinded. They're coming in above, beside, and around him. Nothing he can really do in that position.
Well, Henny moves forward to try and assist his teammates, but he's caught off guard by it. Art darts through the smoke, and while FURIA are just losing players left, right, and center. Good execute from TYLOO. Still, the bomb not yet planted. 12 seconds getting planted now, but 2 kills from Yuri. Not enough. Caserato in the clutch, 1v2 retake. Again, he has an MP9 in his hands. It's not the greatest weapon for this scenario at all. He will do damage on towards attacker. If he had an AK, which is right in front of his face there, that could have been perfect. He'll throw the nade on towards the site. Almost would have preferred to grab the AK with the nade, but he finds an M4 in behind him. Time ticking. I think Caserato takes one look at the economy and realizes backing off is certainly the correct call. He wants to do damage on towards TYLOO on the exit. He wants to get rid of these weapons because TYLOO, they don't have money in the bank, and that's a good kill for Caserato to find. If he can drop Bentet as well, it may not be good for FURIA losing the round, but it would have been perfect for the economy. It's 11-10, FURIA, TYLOO up to double figures.
Yeah, they're really starting to close in this scoreline. The fact that their economy is being kept so low isn't that much of a concern at the moment because they're winning these rounds. FURIA are not getting the benefit of all these kills that they're finding. Just yet, at least not reaping the rewards.
I don't know if this is the right call from FURIA, though, right? You have these players in behind the smokes. The setup has come through. I think at that point, as soon as you lose Vinny immediately, you just play retake. You don't commit through the smokes.
Yeah,
now.
absolutely.
You just play retake.
Huge overcommitment to try and refrag when it's way too late. The player's already taking him down and looking for other opportunities.
Well, I'm liking this change in pace. TYLOO realized they're up against the weak buy. They don't have the utility to hold them off, so the MAC-10s are sent in. It's another day at the office for TYLOO. And, well, the question I posed at the halftime break was whether or not TYLOO could pull this back. And, well, they certainly have. 11-11, even once more. And FURIA, they've got to show us something here on the CT side. They haven't done it yet. They've looked weak. There's mistakes across the board. Well, a timeout coming through again from FURIA.
That was the round that TYLOO needed to build back up their economy. FURIA not able to find any kills on it. Leaves TYLOO just bankrolling to high heaven with FURIA now tied up as well. The lead gone. Things are starting to really fall apart for them. They're finding these rounds where, yes, they're getting a lot of damage done, but it's often on the exits with the huge overcommitment that came through the refragging in the round before in the buy round. They've definitely got a lot to discuss to make sure they're all on the same page, because at the moment, yes, this is a team that we often grant a lot of favor to when it comes to aggressive plays, but they're playing a little bit too aggressive. Okay, he's already taken the notes down, communicating to the team, and with attack balls over. He's got no more time to talk. Just got to watch it and hope that whatever's being said is going to be enough. This is where the pressure's on. I mean, TYLOO, even though the teams are tied up at the moment, TYLOO are definitely the ones that are more comfortable. Even look at the economy. A double up setup coming out as well. Caserado and Henny taking those.
Flash ready to go in behind the boxes towards top mid. TYLOO immediately send the players in behind it. And they have put a lot of their forces in towards mid and a lot of these gun rounds. This time, 2 players towards top mid, a third going in towards underpass. Again, very standard default across the board, having 1 player working in towards B. And a very passive setup on towards T-spawn. So no one's playing close in towards Palace at the ramp, but certainly they have some players watching in case anybody does get aggressive on the FURIA side of things. Smoke up towards the window. Art has to hide in behind that, so pretty much confirms that TYLOO are taking mid control on this default, and they've done so pretty strongly. Bentet has got himself out towards the connector. He's probably just waiting for his teammates to be able to double peek with him from multiple different angles. As the flash comes through, in towards short they go. The top con smoke allows Bentet to take control of the connector. Really solid start here from TYLOO as attacker will find the headshot. Yuri dealt with. You can see Caserado was not ready for that at all. The pace is so fast from TYLOO as they go in towards short. Bentet having to do damage from the connector, and he's done so. FURIA cannot do anything. This is perfect from TYLOO. A methodical approach into their T side. Oh, nice shot from Henny. Inconsequential at this point, though. The round certainly will be going in favor of TYLOO, but Henny is rattling shots off left, right, and center, trying to save this AWP into the next round, which is so important for FURIA. Otherwise, they'll have nothing to work with.
This is one of those situations where for TYLOO, it's not actually that bad that they were hunting down the fact that you knew there was an AWP. It's just unlucky that he hits all of those really nice shots. Bringing it over the line, though, now TYLOO, like you said, Dingo, that was a perfect round from them. They played it so well when it came down to the push on short. The communication couldn't go through on time, so Caserado was cut off by the short push, not knowing that they would be all the way up already. And that's really got to hurt for them. I mean, they were torn apart again, just kind of left, sat there with their jaws on the floor afterwards going, what just happened?
Yeah, Henny was hitting some incredible shots. Bentet obviously getting dispatched with, but it's not exactly too impactful. Henny does carry that over, but TYLOO certainly a nice play straight towards mid. They have the very standard default. FURIA haven't been able to deal with it, and the communication does seem a little bit off from the Brazilians as well. You can see Caserado had no idea. Smoke up in towards the window field. Art most likely sabotaged it. As he looks to the lineup, he'll get 2. You can see TYLOO were not ready for that. They just had the info, window was smoked, and well, it was, but not very well.
The only setup that they have at the moment is to split in through mid and onto the A site, but they can't even do that really because the bomb is left on top mid. It's just outside of B app, so they're going to have to go back. A little bit disappointing now. They're being picked apart, almost the lineup there. That could have been dangerous.
Yeah, well, kills coming through FURIA. That's a little bit different as to what we've seen previous. Kills coming in across the board. FURIA just absolutely destroy them across the board. And that's a round they desperately needed as well. So back on the board, back to even odds again. 12-12. Buy from TYLOO is through, but that is the start that got FURIA off to the hot lead there. In terms of the round win, it just comes through easily for them. And you can see TYLOO, they just had so much faith in terms of picking it up. And we'll see what TYLOO can do as they head in towards the A-bomb site. Molotov straight away clearing the corner. It's just one player over here, Freeman, trying to stop any early aggression from FURIA.
TYLOO moving towards the B bomb site, leaving the bomb just outside it as well. There's probably going to be the push back over there afterwards. Henny misses the shot, a little bit disappointing. He's going to be finding himself now, still with the Palace control and pushing the player back, but Freeman's still alive to go and regroup with his teammates. Keeping it into a 5 versus 5. They know they've gotten aggressive on A at this point, though, so TYLOO really want to spread out and get a little bit more map control before they push in. If you're going for a two-dimensional beat push, right after knowing that they've pushed up A, you're probably running into a stack.
Yeah, TYLOO, they've lost control of the A bomb site, but again, they're just going back in towards this mid control. Gap in the smoke again. This time, Vinny is going to be playing for it. A bit of a tighter angle taken, not swinging wide. Summer is looking at the gap, he realizes, but they can't quite get around the corner. He's actually just on the edge here, Summer not peeking just yet. Vinny just holding on, and the smoke fits. So problem could have been there for TYLOO, could have been deja vu in terms of that smoke being a problem for them, but not coming through. 30 seconds left. TYLOO starting to go back in towards the B bomb site. Looks like they're just going to explode on towards the site. There isn't a whole lot of utility left. Only one smoke and one flash, but Odd needs to hold on. First kill's in. Flash is good. He comes off the angle, but TYLOO is still relentless in their approach, but FURIA stay ahead until somebody picks that kill up. Again, the trade through, though, from Vinny. Smoke up, preventing his vision, but 8 seconds left. TYLOO need to get this bomb plant. They've got it down, but Summer, he needs to deliver shot after shot. He's found the first. His teammate, Bintet, still doing damage as well inside of the bomb site, and it's all on Henny. The Brazilian Opera coming back in from short. Summer in behind the bench, the barrel spotted. Henny finds the headshot. Low HP and Bintet, he has the info. You can see moving forward with the USP. He spots Bintet go around the corner. Smoke in, Molotov, he's seen the aggression, the time. He doesn't have a kit, that's the problem. As Bintet starts to make his way forward, Henny taps again, and the tension's so high. As Bintet's in the spot, the pistol pulled, but Bintet finds the headshot, and TYLOO win a crucial round.
Waited way too long to take that pistol out, though. You know Bintet's either going to be making a very risky play on you not sticking that, or just about to push to catch you at the last second. The round going their way now. TYLOO are feeling very confident. It was a little bit scrappy. It could have went poorly for them, but they're hitting all their shots in that. Just after in the post plants, and looking at 13-12 now. I mean, it's definitely looking a lot better for TYLOO than I would have expected when they swapped over. Like we said, now that they're not on the CT side and left being exploitable quite as easily, they've got their reins firmly in their grasp. They're certainly starting to seize a bit more control.
Yeah, it feels like it's very back and forth, but overall, TYLOO have looked better in the second half. The slow, methodical approaches have actually been what's winning TYLOO the round. So that's a little bit strange to say in terms of this team, right? Because we know them for just being crazy aggressive players getting in your face, but when they're going for these slow defaults and methodically taking the map, they're looking much more solid. Yes, finishing with a fast, explosive play towards the B bomb site, but it's an important time for FURIA. The buy coming through, the double up setup, so much investment coming into this one, but TYLOO immediately throwing utility in towards the A bomb site. 3 players ready to explode in towards middle, and there's no one really defending here from FURIA in towards mid. Henny is on the triple stack, but TYLOO haven't extended just yet. Instead, here comes the aggression up mid. They've changed the pace completely here, TYLOO, and we'll see if it works. They go in towards connector. Art holding on. The lineup was available, but he only manages one. Attacker gets rid of him, but Yuri is again there for FURIA as they've got the important kill. Still 3v3. Vinny under the wood. Henny able to pick up one for the backlines of the triple box, and Vinny, he's still doing damage, still finding kills, and FURIA hold on. 3 players just staying alive, and FURIA make that look easy. I think TYLOO definitely should go back to more of a methodical approach. I think that's definitely been what's working for them. That fast, explosive play, I like the decision. I like the idea to go for a change in pace, but it doesn't quite work in practice.
Here's where the problem comes in. Money-wise now, TYLOO will be struggling a little bit on a lot of their players because obviously winning those rounds, their loss bonus is being eradicated. You're looking then at a situation where because they're losing 3-4 players in the rounds that they're winning, they haven't got any money to invest in this. And you've even got somebody on $1,400. Hasn't got a penny past that loss bonus.
Yeah, it's definitely a dire situation here for TYLOO. FURIA in a position to take back the lead. Vinny holding on. Summer extends around the corner. 1 kill, a second coming through as well. There's a 3v5. 2-man advantage available for FURIA to play with. And this one shouldn't be too difficult. They should have this one in the bag very easily indeed. As Art sits back, the AUG in his hands. Attacker moving on forward. There will be a great kill from Henny, connecting on towards the head. And that's something Henny's just incredible at, it seems. Every time we see a kill come through with the AWP, it's always seems to be right between the eyes. Oh, Yuri. Somebody's up here, taking a little bit of damage, but now he has the positional advantage and he's got the kill. He also spots the bomb as it rolls to his feet. Freeman on the other end of the map will do his best. He gets one kill on towards Vinny with a Glock, and not really going to win that battle at that range with the Glock, unfortunately. FURIA will find 14 back into the lead. TYLOO need to pick up this next one. The pressure is certainly on their shoulders. They will lose this. FURIA are in prime position to take away the opening matchup of the Champions Cup Finals.
Yeah, they're certainly delivering a nice close game for us anyways, making sure that we're kept entertained. Things have been swapped over again and again towards that T-side favor, though, as we kind of expected, especially with both of these teams.
I mean, it's been chaotic, right? That's what you kind of have to expect coming into this.
Yeah.
It has delivered to what we expected, just chaos across the board. A lot of mistakes coming through, I have to say, as well, but it's been scrappy, and at least it's been close. And FURIA in the position now where they certainly look like favorites to take it over the line. But it's been so close that that could change within one round. You know, TYLOO can pick up this round and immediately we're back to anyone's game. So important times ahead here for TYLOO as they come into it with an SG at 2 AKs, a MAC-10, a Galil on Bentet. A little bit of utility across the board, but FURIA's buy is much, much better.
They've also got a little bit of cash in reserve up towards top mid there. TYLOO are seizing control. They're mollied out. Nade towards the right side as well. It's good damage potential. Attacker's still in the Molotov, and he didn't know, down to 36 HP now.
Yeah, taking a little bit too much damage off the back of that, but at least he's still alive. Look at the aggression, though, in towards ramp here from Vinny. He's got a really solid position. And this is something FURIA have been quite good at, is getting a lot of info in towards the A-bomb site. The potential weakness is towards Palace here, if the player is to swing wide, but Art is coming in to cover that area off. There is a player up there in Palace, but again, it's the slow approach from TYLOO. The approach that has been working more often than not for TYLOO. But FURIA in prime position to grab map point, and with this investment, most likely, if TYLOO lose it, it is over. Smoke up towards top con. Art in behind it, starting to rattle shots. TYLOO want to take this methodical mid control as they toss the utility in. Somebody has been boosted up. They're going to leave him in that position on the ledge so that he can be brought into action later on in the round to go through window. As the Rats make their way up towards connector, it's going to be explosive from TYLOO. The smoke fizz, the headshot's in, and now the A-bomb site's under so much pressure, and the position from Henny is really difficult to hold on from, but he's going to get 2 kills under pressure, but he's delivering 2 on the AWP. Vinny in the ramp as well, and TYLOO have started to crumble. 2 players left in a 2v3.
You just don't expect Casarado to be in this position. Maybe you do, actually. Somebody might have spotted him because he's playing very slow and looking towards him. With the bomb planted now, does Casarado move? If he moves up forward, I don't think he's going to be checking close left. Presumably it was just a barrel spotted. That's a potential free kill for somebody to find.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. Casarado pulls the knife as he rounds the corner. Bentet is looking to try and hold on as well, and TYLOO are doing a great job at pulling this back. Vinny in the 1 versus 1, but Bentet pulls it back for TYLOO. An important round win on the board, and that's exactly what you want from your in-game leader.
If they lost that round, this was GG. They've like no money in the reserve. The richest player coming into that round had $150, so that was do or die for TYLOO, and really good play down towards CT to find that frag on Casarado as he tries to leave. It's got to be really stressful to be losing in that position as well, but there's no way you can really expect a guy to be close left there.
This is looking likely that we could be seeing an overtime. Round 29, TYLOO in a position where they've got the rifles. It's been so chaotic, who knows what can happen. Aggression from Art coming up. He finds himself 1. If he transferred onto the second as well, he would have had full control of top middle and the bomb, because the bomb's up there.
Oh, Yuri's just been hurt up close, throwing that nade, but didn't spot the player jumping up above him either, so somebody had all the advantages, all the cards to play with there. Into a 4 versus 3, and FURIA finding themselves scattered out. They've got a player aggressive on ramp, 1 in CT, and then Casarado trying to rotate around. This is looking like it's going to be TYLOO's round, especially with somebody's map control that he's got. Down goes Bentet, though, as they move towards the B bomb site. It's all down to how Casarado's going to be playing this, and he starts to rotate in towards CT. This leaves the bomb site completely open for TYLOO to take, but they have got a man disadvantage after Henny's frag.
We'll see what TYLOO can do. They've recovered situations like this before. FURIA have been favorites in the last round, but let it slip. TYLOO have the B-bomb site. A little bit of utility to play with. The Molotov used up. 1 flashbang left as Summer's getting close. The rifle, the flash is through. That pushes Casarado off the angle. And now Summer has control. Casarado wins the fight, though. And I think that might just be the final nail in this round for TYLOO, but Freeman, he has other things to say, other ideas. He stays alive inside of the B-bomb site. He's collected the first into the 1 versus 3, but it comes down to the waiting game. Then he's just holding on as the passive play from Henny coming back in towards the apartments. Freeman has the right read, spots the head, but Henny just decapitates him with a USP, and it's map point coming in for FURIA on their opening matchup.
That's one way to do it, run in with the USP. Now for FURIA, they've got a little bit of pressure on themselves to take this across the line. It's definitely going to be rough. The advantage again, though, is the fact that TYLOO have had to invest once more into that round, leaving themselves with not a lot of cash to play with. And you can see they're going to be a little bit angry with themselves. Let's see what they buy up. Look at that money. That is horrendous. Freeman's going to be the only one with even a rifle. Bedtech can maybe take a Galil out, but this is one of the worst situations TYLOO could have managed and could have imagined. And as we saw coming throughout this entire half, TYLOO have been one buy. That's all they've had in reserve at any one point.
Yeah, with TYLOO in a position where it's been scrappy buys back and forth, a lot of mistakes coming through for both teams. They've come out for worse for wear at this point, and they might have just lost at the final hurdle, right? They might have just fallen, tripped over, landed on their face, and losing in this fashion, a 16-14 would be heartbreaking in their opening best of 1. But we'll see if they can get it done. FURIA coming into this one with a really solid buy. AWP still available. M4's on the floor. TYLOO, it's 2 AKs and 3 CZs. Utility is in the back pocket, but TYLOO, I'm going to be expecting a quicker play from them in this round. I think they've got to get up in the face of FURIA. They've got 1 player in towards ramp already. It's somebody as the bomb sets back in behind him. 4 players stacking in towards the A side of the map.
TYLOO clearly looking to take things towards A at the moment. They're even giving up control towards B early on. Banted's starting to rotate around, and it's just going to be a straight blitz out. This hasn't worked for them all too many times when they've switched this strategy. But now with the pistols to back it up, hopefully those smokes can close off the angles enough. We've seen FURIA overcommit towards trading in the past, but they've already got two players on the bomb site, with Henny who'll be playing behind the smoke in CT, but probably pushing forward a triple stack. This is going to be a hard round for TYLOO to win. Let's see if they can do it, though.
Well, good utility usage. Henny blinded. Smoke up in his face now as well. But he's got teammates inside of the bomb site. That's a problem for TYLOO as the kills are coming through. It's FURIA 16-14. They win their opening matchup. It was scrappy. It was rough. But finally, there's a victor.
Somebody put up a huge performance in that game for TYLOO, but they couldn't take it across the line at the end of the day. It was scrappy 16-14. One hell of a game to open it up anyways.
Yeah, it's certainly a way of explaining that one. You know, it was a close affair across the board. FURIA get a 10-5 half, looking solid in the first. I said TYLOO have to pull it back, and when they did that, they pulled it back. But sadly, just not enough.
Yeah, really the flaw there, just not having any money. In any of the rounds they're winning, they're losing 3 players, minimum up to 4. And that's cost them at the end of the day. You can see it right there, that final round, they had absolutely no cash to work with, and you're forced into playing. I mean, it's not like you can play aggressive control across the whole map. You have to kind of just blitz out when you've got 3 pistols.
Yeah, I think this was kind of a clash of regions as well, right? You don't really see these guys getting to play against each other too often. You know, China versus Brazil, it doesn't come through a whole lot, but they've got very, very interesting play styles. And well, I'm looking forward to seeing what TYLOO can do in the rest of the tournament. I think they looked all right. Definitely a lot of mistakes coming into it, but I think they can start to improve throughout the tournament.
Yeah, they definitely can. I mean, look, there were mistakes there, but there were certainly signs of hope as well. We saw some really nice takes on their T side, structured, slow map control that they went through, took it aggressively at the very beginning, moved gradually through dismantling the CT side. FURIA were caught off guard in those first 4-5 buy rounds. They were really caught with their pants down, but TYLOO just started to, again, falter towards the latter ends of the rounds and post plans. They were losing so many players, it left them with no security financially to invest later on, and really that was their downfall that FURIA didn't really struggle with.
Yeah, well, FURIA are the victors. They get it done 16-14, a close game, but let's hear from the victors on the stage with Stunna.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. That's right. I do have the victors, or at least one victor right here. It's been quite a month for you, huh?
Yeah, a lot of tournaments. We like this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've even got the chance to see you in the server, but not here. But perhaps we talk a little bit about what's going on with FURIA. It was a pretty strong first half. What went into that preparation?
Yeah, really, we think we will play Overpass. They surprise us playing Mirage, but Mirage it's a good map for us. So we just play our game. Sometimes I time out to call some tactics because we need to like go more to B because we are like too much on mid and A, and work very well because somebody's alone on B. So the first half was amazing.
First half looked real good. Now we switch over. We got to talk about this CT pistol round. Obviously, didn't really go your way. There was a retake attempt over there from Ticket. Talk to me about how that all just crumbled, how it all fell apart.
Yeah, Art tried to hold on A sides alone with grenades, but they explode on Palace, and this is it's bad for us. And when we arrive on city spawn, they already have like nice positions to hold on the afterplane, so don't work.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the second half, and it really wasn't that many rounds you had to grab. Talk to me a little bit about making that CT side a little bit better.
Yeah, we knew they play fast like us, but they try to like change the pace. They played like a little bit slow, and they have like a good execution A, and broke us in economy. After that, we tried to like have all A bomb side for us, like trying to push ramp, and after that they didn't enter anymore on A side. They won 1v2 on B bomb side, but we could manage because we had like the economy to Henny has like AWP, so when he has AWP, it's easy to play.
Well, we're going to continue down the road here. We got a whole show to go over here, but you're going to be stacked up against the winner of INTS and Movie Star Riders. Are Vinny and Art going to come out swinging there too?
Yeah, I hope so. All my players are like amazing. So one time one step up, and other time other one step up. So hope every map Art can get information for us. Doesn't matter if he kill, just get information.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to be looking to. Thank you so much, and good luck into FURIA going further into the Champions Cup here. We're going to be kicking it over to the desk. James, what do you got?
Thank you, Trace. We've got a lot to discuss, that's for sure, because TYLOO, again, when it comes to Mirage, they're showing a good, capable style. Maybe not able to get the job done in the end, but we spoke about it on the desk, not only does he in-game lead, but he comes out swinging every single time.
Yeah, I was very surprised by TYLOO, right? So let's put it this way, FURIA wins 16, I think is deserved, but the T side from TYLOO was something that I had never seen before. You said it was very close to what they did at CAC, which brought them a lot of success, but that was controlled, that was well thought, the executes were clean.
Yeah.
Was that TYLOO the whole time? They could do that the whole time, and they kept that from us? I am so mad right now to see them like approach the game nice and tactical. I feel so betrayed. What was that before? No, I mean, to be honest, that was a good second half, but their CT side just crumbled, and as the coach just said, Gary here, FURIA had way too easy way into the bomb side on their T side.
Yeah, I think it just crumbled in the sense that far too many times FURIA just getting one single kill, basically isolated like 60% of the map, basically. Yeah. So far too many times TYLOO just giving it away in that sense, and the CT side is definitely they need to work on. But like you said, that T side, it's just cool to see them play methodical and slow approach, and then having proper executes and make it super hard for the CT to try to hold on that A bomb side specifically. But if you think of this game, it's a 16-14. It came down to like 1-on-2s, 2-on-2s, and just one of those would have gone the way of TYLOO and would have been a different scenario.
And what we're talking about, right, is what with TYLOO, they had the option to choose to maybe start on the T side, try and snowball it, build that momentum. Do you think that was maybe an error on their part?
I mean, hindsight is 20/20, as we all know. But judging from what we've seen so far, or seen prior from TYLOO, yes, definitely you would have preferred for them to go T side.
Yeah, I mean, there is always that good old philosophy of it's the morning. If you're on the T side, you get to imprint the rhythm. If you want to play fast, you can. If you want to play slow, you can. Whereas when you're on the CT, you're basically receiving what's happening. And I think that in that sense, FURIA really abused it, because the first gun run that we saw, TYLOO, they completely destroyed the middle, right? So I thought to myself, okay, TYLOO, they actually have mid control. But that wasn't the case for the rest of the first half. FURIA would always take it. And once they isolated that, as you said, Vinny had such a field day, 1v1 on the B side. He would take them again and again and again. and you're CT, and it's the morning, and you're waking up, and your coffee is still hot, and this is so complicated to be. Like, I can tell you, I've used to be a B anchor. Whenever your team loses mid-control, you know basically no one's coming to help you. That's it. You're on your own, and then you just hear like 1 flash, 2 flashes, and that's it. You do the cross, and then you just pray because you know it's coming. So in that sense, I think FURIA did an amazing job isolating the B player. I want to give props to Vini because I think he was instrumental. But just overall, they had a good plan for their T side.
And he did try to get back up to his old tricks once again. A few of those times it was working out for him, but not successfully as maybe what he would have wanted.
I still think, like, from the numbers point of view, yeah, we have somebody, have Ben's head on top of that, on top of the charts. You would think that TYLOO definitely has a chance of winning a game, which they obviously did. But yeah, I mean, he's the play style. It's just so much fun to watch, and it can definitely be one that makes that difference also in the 16-14 games.
Well, these at the moment are our highlights we're watching from R, and he is the MVP for this game, and rightly so. Not only an in-game leader, but a man that can deliver the damage as well.
Yeah, I think that when FURIA was a little bit out of breath on their CT side, he was one of the ones to step up. First of all, he was the one getting that double kill in the middle that really stopped the rhythm from TYLOO. That was the key. And just to point on that last round that we saw, I don't know if that's his call. As an in-game leader, it's maybe we assume that's his call. But the A stack was absolutely perfect. TYLOO throwing in the very limited buy with smokes and flashes on the A side. They had 3 rifles plus Henny in position, completely read by FURIA. So I'm giving prop to Art. That might have come from the coach, it might have come from someone else. But I think individually he was on point, and he could keep that calmness at the end to find the right tactic to use.
But yeah, I loved seeing, like, I think it was a 40-40 decision when you saw in the highlights when he was just pushing mid with an MP9. Even though it ended up just being a trade kill, it kind of snowballed to things going in the favor of FURIA. So that's when you say that he's taking initiative for his team.
Oh yeah, no, he's never afraid. Art is never afraid.
Yeah.
No, he's just going for it, right? Only confidence in himself, confidence in his team, and also, I think that's the beauty of it, right? It's not just having the confidence of his own ability, but he knows he can take them risky pushes and rely on the rest of his team, which we see many teams struggle with. They know they have to rely on 1 or 2 star players.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be part of a system, right? The aggression and the craziness, if I can put it this way, has to be part of a logical system. That's how it works. That's how you integrate that kind of aggression and make it work. Okay, Art, you're gonna go mid, but I'm pretty sure that if he falls even 0 for 1, they have a planning contingency to know how to react. Because if you don't, then that's just a gamble, and that's it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I think they integrate that into a game style.
I mean, if you can handle insanity, I mean, what's going to stop you?
Yeah, we try to do that. That's not always working for us. I'm doing our best.
We just go further into the rabbit hole. And get
somehow we got to bounce back at some point. I mean, you got to...
Eventually.
It's probably going to be Christmas, just breaking out with the family.
Yeah, good times.
Brilliant. But in TYLOO, is there any bounce back for them in this? Because obviously they're down 1 already in the best of 1. We talk about when they move into best of 3s, it's even more tricky for these guys.
I mean, obviously the CT side was the issue, right? I think that what they have done on their T side, if they can replicate, I'm happy. Again, we talked about map pool. I'm not sure that they have the ability to bring that to other maps, because that was a very well thought, well executed T side on Mirage. If they can do that on other maps, cool. T side, don't worry about it. But their CT side was an issue. I think lack of adaptation, finding solutions, be a bit more active when they are on the downside on halves. They need to do that on their CT side. That has to be the focus going forward. Yeah. Now they're gonna face either ENCE or Movistar Riders. I'm hoping for them they meet Movistar Riders, because ENCE in the best of 3 at that point in the tournament would not be great. But I think they still have a decent shot at making it through.
Let's have a look at where we are with all the standings after just our game 1, because there's many games for us to get through, as FURIA will move on, and they'll be facing either your boys over there, Natu, or Movistar Riders, and I guess you're going to hope it's your boys making that next step forward.
Really?
Yeah,
Unbiased.
You're not allowed to be biased, mate. Don't worry.
Am I not allowed to be biased?
Not at all.
Okay.
You got to be against them whenever.
Oh, you can be biased.
It's like Chad with the Renegades. He's always against them.
I can't do that. I own a part of that team, right? So I can't do that. Chad doesn't own any of the Renegades. He just used to play with them. Well, no, 100 Thieves, obviously. That's a different situation.
I like your way out of this. I like your way to
I have a get out of jail card.
Yeah, every single time.
Yeah.
Well, you use your jail card. You can get out, we can get out as well, because we're going next into a domestic matchup. It's going to be Hard Legion taking on Spirit, and this is one that could be very similar. It can be either exactly like what we just saw there, or could be one that goes completely one-sided, depending what teams deliver. We're going to a break, and we'll see you right after that.